Okay, welcome to our Q&A. So it's been a while since we've done one of these. So we're down in our holiday van, basically on the Dorset coast. So you might hear the dog padding around because he may or may not make an appearance. Normally not when Chen's in, actually.
He doesn't normally.
So when Chen comes in, the dog disappears basically and comes back when I come back, oddly, which is good. So welcome to this week's Q&A. We wanted to give you a quick update on our Facebook. So we've created a new Facebook page called Andy Porter Psychic Surgeon, oddly, because we had a profile called Andrew Surgeon for years and years and years, and then it dawned on us that we needed to have a business page, because for businesses you need pages, not profiles. So it's only taken us about 5 years to get to that point or so. So now we're in the process of trying to move everyone across. So if you're following us on the Andrew Surgeon page, if you can move across to the Andy Porter Psychic Surgeon page, that would be great, and we'll catch you there. And that's where we're going to basically focus our time and energy. So from my perspective, all of the updates now will go on Andy Porter Psychic Surgeon, not the Andrew Surgeon page. And we also have the Chen page, which of course everyone knows and loves, basically, which Jane manages most of the time. So there's lots of interesting posts and Chen conversations and things.
Well, we get the ideas from Chen, don't we? And then
Chen tells us what to do.
Run with the ideas, yeah. So it's Chen inspired.
As always, as these things
Yes.
always are. Okay, so I think that probably covers the intro. So from my perspective, we'll get Chen in. Jane's got a whole list of questions.
Well, I think there's sort of 7 or something. It was a little while ago that we asked for questions. I couldn't really find. I've compiled the list that I can find.
Perfect. That'd be cool. So we'll just do what we do, ad lib and run with things in the normal way that we do. So it's all kind of real, really. So maybe a bit of noise, but hopefully not. And the dog hopefully will stay over there, which will be good. Okay, so I'll just bring Chen in and I'll catch you folks later. Good day to you, my dear.
Hello, Chen. How are you?
I'm very, very well, thank you. And your good self?
Yes, I'm fine, thank you. Happy to be in Dorset.
Yes, it's wonderful energy down here.
Do you like the energy?
Very peaceful, quiet. Yes, beautiful.
Yeah.
Lovely vibration amongst the trees too, of course.
Yes, we found some lovely little hidey holes, and its rustic charm. It's definitely grown on us.
Yes, we've been watching, of course, as we do, with much interest.
Why do you say it like that?
Because we're always watching.
Yeah.
It's our job.
Yes, yes.
As a guide for you and for you both, of course, then we are with you and we do watch. And of course, but we're not really watching from a physical perspective, we're watching vibration and energy. So when the two of you are happy, we see the vibration increase and rise. And of course, there's always lots of laughter, which,
There is.
as you know, is my motto.
Yes, thank you. We do live by that.
Yes, which is good.
You can't really not laugh at Andy because he's a very funny man.
Yes, he tries to be funny, I think, does he not?
Well, that's what makes him funny, isn't it?
Yes. It's part of the reason we partnered up in the first place, of course.
Well, you have the same sarcastic sense of humour, don't you, really?
Yes, well, we do blend energetically, of course.
Yes, of course, yes.
As all guides should. Guides should be blending with the person or the people that they're working with.
Yeah.
It's part of the job description, really, from our perspective.
Yes, well, like we said in the intro, we are inspired by you. Our whole lives are inspired by you, Chen, so we're...
Yes, well, we work together, my dear, in a partnership.
You're happy, yes.
So we're very happy to be working with you from our perspective, and of course you with us too. So it's become your job.
Of course, yes, it has, but that's what our life's all about, isn't it?
Yes, and what better job could there be in this particular world at this time than to be working with spiritual energies that are here to help forge change in a positive way.
Totally agree. Yeah, we feel very honoured to be in service to you.
Yeah, thank you, my dear. And of course that's to you, because it does work both ways around.
Well, thank you. And of course all our lovely followers.
Yes, and these are the people that we're here today to greet, to work with, to guide and to help.
Yes, they all listen to you.
Yes.
Love you.
And we try to do that with fun, because of course no one wants to listen to people that are very formal, the energy is very stagnant. We like to have fun and laugh. And sometimes when people are having a difficult day or a bad day, just to watch something remarkably funny, of course, is good and positive.
Yes.
It sounds like the dogs have appeared.
I think it's geese, actually. I think it's the Canadian
dogs.
geese. Yes, flying dogs. Yes.
They sound like dogs to me.
It did actually, yeah. And I think it's the geese. Whilst you say just now that you're always watching,
Yes.
our friend Andrea P, you did a little. I think you might have answered a question last time actually on the Watchers, but she's still. I've got a question about it. She said, I mentioned a while back I'd had a couple of Watchers around me last year. Although Chen and Andy did the video, I still don't really know what or who they are and what they do. Are they just watching? Are they malevolent or benevolent or a mix like humans? Curiosity is more where I'm coming from, she says.
Yes, it's a very interesting question. Yeah. So if you think about the concept of a play park, you have all of the mothers and fathers around a play park and all of the children playing. And of course, they're all watching to a certain degree. Mm-hmm. So there are people there that are there in a positive way watching. And of course, there are some people in a negative way that also watch too. So there are many, many different energies and entities around all of you concurrently all of the time. And when we talk of the Watchers, we talk about a particular group of entities that are known to be around planet Earth. They've been here for an awful long time and they watch. So they're primarily watching for people that are basically changing their vibratory state. So for most of the population, they're not really interested. But for people that are coming online in a spiritual way, such as yourselves, here to forge change, to make change, to work with other people, then of course you become tagged effectively, and the Watchers then watch you. And some of them are watching you in a positive way, and obviously other Watchers have a negative agenda. So there is a mix of malevolent and benevolent Watchers.
Okay, which is why it's so important to do your protection, isn't it?
Yes.
Every morning.
Yes, and of course, the more work you do, the higher your vibration becomes.
Yes.
And therefore, as you have done, my dear, and young Andrew, you move yourself into a vibratory frequency that's well above any level that can be accessed by the negative aspect, effectively. And to do this, there's a number of things, of course, you must do. So you must laugh, because laughter increases your vibration, as you well know.
Vibe, yes.
And speaking your truth. As we know, we talk about speaking your truth continually. Because if you're not speaking your truth, you're holding your vibration down. So even though you may think you're helping people or being nice to them by not saying or speaking your truth, you're actually only really harming yourself.
Yes. Yes.
Because when you speak, it's a frequency of vibration. So if I look you in the eye and I lie to you, you know intrinsically that I'm lying to you. You might smile and pretend that you acknowledge the conversation, but that subconscious part of you certainly knows that it's a deceitful conversation, and therefore it harms your vibratory frequency.
Yes.
So everyone needs to speak their truth.
Yes.
But in a compassionate way.
Yes. Yes.
Something young Andrew probably needs to learn. Because he does speak his truth. And as you know, my dear, sometimes it comes across slightly abrasive.
Well, it's the funny thing happened today. We were driving out of the site, and one of the wardens was down on the parking area, and he was talking about how he'd spent a lot of time with his partner at this particular beach that we were going to today, and he was remarking about how she got fat a few years ago, and I looked at Andy. What did he say? And he said, "Sorry, can you repeat that?" And he said, "Well, Sarah got so fat." He said her legs were like this, and he said, "We thought you got to lose a bit of weight." So I sat there and I thought, "Oh my goodness, that is so rude." And afterwards, Andy said to me, "He's a bit like me, really, isn't he?"
Well, he's speaking his truth,
true.
Of course.
Yes, yes.
Whether he would have done so with his partner stood next to him is a different conversation, of course.
I don't know, but
yes,
there we are. He was speaking truthfully.
Yes. But for everyone listening, speak your truth. Try and do it every day.
Yeah.
Or at least notice when you're not speaking your truth, because that's even more important, really.
Yes.
If there are people or situations that you find yourself having to say things that aren't true, or you don't intrinsically believe, then they should be flashing lights inside your conscious mind as to why you're having to do that.
Yes, yes. Okay, so it's listening to ourselves as well, isn't it?
Yes.
Taking note. So Andrea, I hope that sort of we veered off a little, but I hope that answers your question on the Watchers. So malevolent, unbenevolent, the higher your frequency, the higher your vibe, the more you'll be watched. fortunately and unfortunately. So make sure you keep up your protection.
Yes, and that's what we do.
Yeah.
We promote protection because it need not be a fearful thing. If you're walking out in the rain, you wear a coat, or else you get wet. So doing spiritual protection before you leave home is the same thing, and you can walk around and you can come back totally fine.
Yes. Okay, thank you. Suzanne Eagling, I have a question for Chen, please. I'm just going to bring my laptop up a little bit. Every night I do my spiritual protection. I call in my guides and ask to release negative energy and attachments, call back my energy, and visualise a bubble of white light protection surrounded by selenite. I also do this for my close family members and my pets. That's 15 beings, including 3 dogs and a rabbit. They do not believe in all this, so I feel I have to do it for them, as I feel bad and selfish if I only do it for myself. It's very time consuming, as you can imagine. But what I would like to know is, can I do it for other people? Does it work, or have I been wasting my time?
Yes, that's a truly inspiring question, actually.
Yeah.
Coming from a place of love, which is nice,
Yes.
of course. So, obviously, everything that you do, you can do for yourself. If you do it for yourself, it has a higher vibration, therefore more protection, because, of course, your intention is to do it in a protective way for yourself.
Yes.
So everyone that does something from a mental perspective for themselves is obviously better. But, of course, you can protect your friends and your family and other people. So, which is what we do effectively. When we perform clearings, I connect to the energy of a client and basically clear the field and leave them in a protected state. So we're doing the same thing, but of course we're doing it from a different place because we're doing it from a spiritual place. But the intention is good and therefore it will work.
It will work,
yes. But of course it would be better for you to educate the people in your close circles, in your families and friends, and just get them, even if they step into a bubble of light, which takes 2 seconds in their mind, that would be very protective and positive and very quick to do.
Yes.
But one of the things that we talk about, my dear, and you know, is that this work shouldn't be tedious and difficult. It shouldn't take hours. You really don't need to spend hours every day doing protection in all sorts of formats. Just thinking of your guides, asking for protection. Ask your guides to clear interference every morning and place yourself in a bubble of light. Seconds. That's all that's needed, really.
Yes. So could she perhaps condense it down a little, for want of better words? So she does herself, and she puts herself in her bubble, because nobody else can come into your bubble, can they? But just as an act of kindness and protection, could she put all of those others in a bubble?
Yes, of
together?
course. You can create groups.
Yes.
So you can group people together.
Yeah.
Obviously, one of the things we do talk about, of course, is sovereignty. So spiritual sovereignty is key, really, meaning your energy is your own. So if she sovereignty checks herself to start with to make sure that she's sovereign, and then visualises placing her family in a bubble of protective light.
Yes.
And then just put a thought out to her guides and their guides to perform any type of spiritual interference cleansing. Take seconds and is a very good thing to do.
There you are, Suzanne. I hope that helps. Answers your question. Like Chen said, don't ever do anything that makes it feel long-winded or tedious, or that you don't feel great about, because that's not what it's not what we're here for, is it? But hopefully that will help. So, Catherine Miller, our friend Catherine.
Dear Catherine.
Do you think Chen will ever share information about any other lives, or lives as other than human, if applicable? Do you think Chen will ever... I'm not sure if I copied that correctly.
I think I understand what she's saying.
Yes.
You yourself were sneaky last week, my dear, if you remember. You do seem to have this appetite to sneakily find out about my origins and where I come from.
Well, we know that you haven't always had human lives, but that you have had some.
Yes,
you said many.
Yes, I've had many human lives, and I've had... Well, when we talk about lives, of course, we're talking about physical lives in a physical vehicle.
Yes.
I obviously have a life now in spirit, but I don't have a human body per se, but I am having, of course, a life. So my conscious awareness and my abilities come from a place of energy. So I'm an energy being. And of course, as an energy being, I can move my energy into different dimensional frequencies. So the way that you would perceive that is I can go to different planets or different star systems or different galaxies as an energy body and do things and work. So yes, I've had many different lives, as you put it, on different places and done many things. But my core energy is not particularly human, which is the actual question, I think.
Ah, okay. But you can't tell us about that, can you?
I could, but I won't.
No, okay.
As you know, my dear.
I have tried quite a few times.
Yes. As far as you're all concerned, I am just
No, we respect that.
humble Chen.
Yes, we were. Well, hardly humble. Well, very humble, but
I am
not.
humble,
Yes,
of
you are.
course.
Yes, you are. But not just humble, Chen.
Probably not.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, Sarah Begin at Earth Alchemy. Oh, okay. So I had a message from her the other day. She has what she calls an irrational fear of snakes. Now, I think everybody's probably frightened of a snake, but she is absolutely terrified. So she knows this stems from past life. She was eaten by a snake in a past life, but she has tried all sorts of things to heal from this fear, but it's still there. Can you recommend anything she can try?
Yes, interesting. So most people,
yes,
we talked about spiders, arachnids.
Yes, we
too.
did.
Most people on planet Earth have a fear, an irrational fear, of course, of spiders. Now, that obviously comes from past lives, and there are reasons that happens, which I think we did cover, my dear.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
That there have been off-planetary wars against arachnoid species that humans have been involved in.
Yes.
And of course, if you've been involved in battle or wars in past lives with arachnoids and other species, then you probably would have a subjective fear of them.
Yes.
And of course, when we talk about arachnoids, we can then rotate that across to reptoids too. So reptilian energies, reptilian entities. So snake being part of the reptilian family would also align with the same type of thing.
Okay.
So I would suggest that she's probably had other encounters with reptilian energies, not just snakes.
Not just a snake.
And that's probably where the fear is coming from. Of course, there are reptilian entities on this planet, or around this planet, as we all know. So she's also probably close to or around those frequencies, and they're impeding or pushing their energy into her field.
Making that fear.
Yes, so there's probably other people that she encounters on a regular basis that have that vibratory frequency. So it would be good for her to notice when people come into the shop, if she suddenly starts to feel anxious or her heart starts to beat faster, her subconscious will be picking up on those reptilian frequencies. And of course, there are good reptilian entities here too. So there are people that are basically appearing or presenting as humans that have the reptilian vibration as part of their core spiritual self that can be positive. But of course, in her particular scenario, she may perceive that to be threat.
Okay. So what could she do? What she's really wanting to do is trying to eradicate that level of fear, the terror that she feels over a snake. Yes. So I think she has tried lots of things.
Yes, I mean the first thing would probably be some type of past life regression or hypnosis.
That's what she's had, yes.
Yes, and those two things should be able to unlock the subconscious connection to fear, because of course that's where it's coming from primarily.
Yes.
The second thing, of course, is to just do her normal spiritual protection, and also maybe to put a thought out to her own spirit guide team to ask them to clear that level of interference in her field, because everything's in your field. So if I scan your field, my dear, today, things that you're frightened of or have had bad experiences of are in there effectively, and we can pull them out almost like books from a bookshelf in a library. So from her perspective, it's a case of finding that connection. It's an energetic connection to the experience that she had, to understand that that won't happen again in this life, and therefore we should be able to dislocate and remove the connection of the energy with the fear.
But she has to ask.
Yes.
Yes. Okay,
that would be her homework.
There you are, Sarah. You've got some homework from Chen.
Yes, and of course you can reach out to myself.
There you are. Yes. Chen always there to help. Thank you very much. Cynthia Sanders, from being a culturally deaf person's perspective, I notice that there are many tools maintaining spiritual wellness but are very audio-centric. Can Chen please provide some spiritual insights on this statement?
Interesting, yes.
Yeah.
So, of course, most people that are walking the planet are auditory, and most animals, of course, too, are auditory. So you're using frequency, you're listening and hearing frequencies, and we all know that frequencies have a vibratory space, and different things, different instruments have different frequencies, and of course the frequencies change your feeling, and we know that frequency changes your cellular structure. Your cells vibrate at different frequencies depending upon the sounds or the music that you listen to.
Yes.
But light does the same. So we can use light. So people that have auditory problems could use light instead and start to work with different frequencies of light in a similar way.
Okay, that's interesting. So how would they actually go about that? When you say work with different frequencies of light?
Yeah, so they can basically have different coloured lights. And obviously lights, again, change cells. They do similar things.
Okay.
So if you think you could play music, but you could connect that to a sound to light system, and the lights would then flash in accordance with the rhythm of the music, and that would have a very similar impact upon someone. So people that are born with auditory problems can actually use light in a very similar way.
Interesting. I'd never have thought about that, but that's very interesting. Thank you for sending in the question, Cynthia. That's I hope that's helped. Sorry, I've got to keep leaning down because I should have set my laptop up in a better manner. Margaret Allen, how can souls come through to mediums that haven't properly crossed over, and why don't they tell us?
How can souls come through?
How can souls come through to mediums? So spirit, I think she means.
Oh, I see.
How can spirit come through to mediums that haven't properly crossed over, and why don't they tell us?
So do you mean when someone dies, effectively?
I think that's what she's meaning. And when she says when they haven't, I think she means when they're still
earthbound.
Earthbound, yes. But those earthbounds are still coming through a medium. They've not actually crossed over. I think that's what you mean, Margaret.
Yes, so I'm slightly confused by the question.
Okay.
So effectively, when one of you, a human being that has a physical life, physical body, passes, so you take your last breath and you die, obviously the spiritual part of you, the conscious awareness, disconnects from the physical and obviously leaves. And if that conscious awareness that we call spirit doesn't go back to the spiritual frequency that I exist in, and obviously other spirits do too, then we could say it remains earthbound, or they connect to a person. So quite often, of course, a husband may die, doesn't want to leave his wife because he loves her dearly, so he stays connected to her field, doesn't transition back to the spiritual vibratory frequency, so is earthbound connected to her. So effectively a discarnate spirit still connected to his wife.
Yes, but there's still no reason why that spirit won't be able to communicate through a medium, is there?
No, that
even though they're
can
still
communicate.
yes, that's what I was asking.
Yeah, so telepathic. So
yes,
any medium is telepathic and can
yes,
communicate with deceased spirits or deceased entities or any entity
crossed
really.
over to home, or whether they're still discarnate.
And of course, two people like yourself and Andrew are both psychically able. You can talk to each other mentally when you're still in physical body.
Yes.
And this happens all the time, my dear, as you know.
Yes.
You think one thing, he then says
it.
He gives you the answer to the thing that you just thought. Yes.
Every day.
This is just telepathy working. And you're both still physically alive, of course.
Yes. Oh, well, I think that's what you meant, Margaret. I've got a little feeling it might be a personal question for you. As in maybe you've had a reading from a medium after you lost somebody that you missed terribly, and that spirit didn't tell you that they hadn't actually got as far as home. I think that's what you're saying.
Yes, and of course sometimes when a person dies and the spirit becomes earthbound, or sometimes they don't wish to come back through a medium to converse with their mother, their father, their brother, their sister, because they know there's a lot of trauma there. So by not coming back and not actually, I mean, it would be nice to provide proof of life after death, of course, really, but
your proof.
Yes, of course. From people that watch and people that learn and listen,
yeah,
the evidence is there for everyone to see, of course. But for many people, the spirit knows that there's a lot of trauma and that person isn't able to move forward. And of course, the other problem is, if you know as a mother you could communicate with your children through a medium, you'd be doing it every day. And this is also brings another problem.
Yes, doesn't it? Yes.
So part of the grieving process, the human grieving process, is to move forward, really, and to acknowledge the fact that the spirit has left, chosen to go, generally, And of course, you will meet them again when you take your last breath.
Yeah.
So it's not really a parting. It's just a temporary disassociation, really.
My dad said that. My dad always said that. When we used to speak on the phone, I'd say, bye then, Dad. He said, no, not goodbye, just cheerio for now.
Yes. What a wonderful way to say things.
Yes. Bless him. Okay, Margaret, well, I hope that helps with your question. I hope we understood it properly. If we didn't, please let me know and we'll have another go. And lastly, Pam, our lovely Pam Byrne. How do we find out what our life's purpose or meaning is? What happens if somebody tries to stop that or we fail to achieve what we agreed? Do we have to come back and do it again? This is an interesting question.
Yes. That's the answer. Yes, really. I mean, obviously, dear Pam's asking a very important question.
Yes.
But of course, if you can imagine, if you send young Andrew to the shops with a shopping list and he doesn't come back with the ingredients, what happens? He goes back to the shops.
He doesn't get the cake.
Correct. You don't make the cake, my dear, and he doesn't get to eat it, and he has to go back to the shops. So when you come in, basically, with some key things that you would like to achieve in your life, these are things that have been chosen by you, generally.
Yes.
And then if you don't get to learn them, you can't really blame other people. That's the big problem, is that everyone will say, but so-and-so stopped me. No, they didn't stop you.
That's what Pam's referring to.
You stopped yourself because you have to take responsibility. You might stay in a relationship with someone that's controlling you or a narcissistic personality that's controlling you, but you're staying in the relationship. Yes. So there is an element of free will that you have. Some countries, of course, that people are totally controlled. In that case, it's very different. If you're imprisoned and you're not able to come out of a prison and do anything, then that's a very different conversation to you electing not to take responsibility for yourself and do the things that you need to do.
Yes, but then you might be in prison because that's what you'd planned.
Possibly.
For your lifetime.
But then if you had planned that, it would be one of the things on your list, of course.
Yes.
So you still would be actually ticking that box.
Okay,
so it's a very good question.
Yes, thank you very much, Pam.
Pam comes up with some wonderful questions.
Yes. yeah, she does. She does. And I'll reach out to you, Pam. I haven't spoken to you for a little while, so I'll email you. Well, thank you, Chen. That's the conclusion to our questions. So any more for next time? I'll pop a post out tomorrow, and we are planning to run this session the last Thursday of every month. It's on the calendar. We're being more disciplined around our agendas.
Interesting.
No, not a hint of sarcasm there at all.
No, of course. I will watch with much interest, my dear. As you know, we're always available. Yes. And we know you're very, very busy.
Yes.
As do the audience, of course.
Yes.
But that's your choice. That's your job.
Yes.
As we say. So you're ticking your boxes.
Okay. Yes, thank you. But everybody else's as well. Because when they take the trouble, I felt awful because I couldn't find all the questions that everybody sent in. So I do apologise for that. But I'm going to do better.
Yeah, it's very good, my dear.
Yes.
Taking responsibility. That's the first part of every problem that crops up from a human perspective, is taking accountability and self-responsibility.
Yeah.
Which is good. So from my perspective, I hope everyone's enjoyed the conversation and the answers that we've provided. And we will look forward to meeting again in a week's time, my dear. Or 2 weeks, did you say?
At the last Thursday of every month. So 4 weeks. We'll make it a monthly occasion for this. You go live every Monday afternoon, don't you?
Yes, I will pop it in my schedule.
Lovely. We'll remind you nearer the time.
Perfect.
Thank you, Chen.
Well, we'll say good day to all. Bring young Andrew back. Of course, young Bert the dog is kept away, as he does, interestingly.
Yeah.
I knew he was right here to start with.
Yes.
And then he seems to run away.
Yes, he does.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Don't take it personally.
I don't, my dear. I don't. I will bring his master back.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Chen.
Good day to you all.
Thank you, bye.
Let's pair of eyes. Okay, so I'm back. Chen's finished.
Yeah. Very good. Thank you, everybody.
Cool.
Hope your questions have been answered, and I will put a post out tomorrow morning asking you for your next lot of questions.
Perfect.
And you'll be able to to watch us again on the last Thursday of next month, or the morning after, whenever we get round to
Morning
after. Okay, so thank you for watching.
Thanks for joining,
We'll
folks.
see you
Bye-bye.
soon. Bye.